Hello and welcome to the What's New for the third release of Q2 that we've got scheduled for the 22nd of June or over that weekend. Okay, let's dive in and have a look. Well, not surprisingly for those folks that have been keeping an eye on Sophia and what the foundation has been working on, we've got the Magnificent 7 release. So we've got Sophia version 7 now fully available. And we've updated some of our job analytics to do some preemptive analysis. So let's have a look at the detail. Okay, so if we look at the admin console, first of all, not surprisingly, you've now got the option to create workspaces using Sophia version 7. We've currently got that as an on-request feature, just so that we can sort of guide you through the implications of running 6 and 7 alongside. Or in the future, we'll actually be releasing the migration wizard as well. So available as required. And then we've got some updates around the job role management, where we can assign people with a proposed job to do some preemptive gap analysis. And we've just done some minor updates to the analytics to include levels of responsibility that are associated with the jobs and roles you've created. Few updates around the licensing. If you didn't already know, the recruitment feature allows you to include candidates. These are a zero-cost license, so we've made sure that the licensing doesn't pick those up. And we've just added a little bit of functionality around the uplift and purchase capability in the licensing tab. As far as the planner consoles go, we've got a fairly significant change. I won't be able to show it because I'm going to demo this on a desktop, but if you're using a mobile, either tablet or a phone, we've updated the way the user interface works. And in fact, on small footprint devices, we suggest that you rotate to landscape for a better experience. We've added a little bit of functionality around the management aspect, so managers can update actions of people that report to them. And in the survey console, a minor change. Obviously, we've got the full self-assessment for version 7, but we changed the format of the levels of responsibility questions based on some feedback we got. Okay, so let's dive in and we'll get into the admin console first of all. Okay, so version 7, you can see I've actually already got a couple of version 7 workspaces here. So if you get in touch, let us know whether or not you want version 7. Very soon afterwards, you'll then have version 7, so you can create workspaces using that version. There are some rules within the system that 2 people can't be in the same workspace at the same time for lots of good reasons. So you can't just basically use version 7 and go through a full self-assessment again. We need to do a migration, hence the reason it's on request. We dive into the licensing while I'm here. We'll just have a look at a test company. So I'll just click on the calculate button, brings up some details, allows me to go straight into renewal. But if midterm I want to add, say, 10 licenses, it's advising me that I need to calculate the price. Not a bad idea before I go ahead and actually order anything. And now I've got the ability to just add the new ones, request a renewal, or just a renewal. And of course, it's calculating prices and quantity discounts, etc. Clicking one of these buttons will actually initiate the order process, and you'll then receive a draft invoice for approval. Okay, so licensing pretty straightforward. Let's have a look. One of these workspaces, I'll go into a version 6, we've got more data. We'll have a look at what we've done around job role management. So if we head into the appropriate area, job role management, one of the things that we've implemented here. So down in this bottom table where we've got a list of people that have gone through the self-assessment, as always, we can assign them to their current job. That job's got to be a visible job. You can assign them to a future job. Again, it has to be visible, so that is visible to this end user in the planner console. But we've got this extra one here where you can assign somebody to a proposed job. So we'll just pick one. If there was a percentage, it would give me the percentage match here, but this doesn't have to be visible in the planner, and it gives me the opportunity from like a HR or leadership point of view to do some gap analysis based on maybe future organizational structure before we actually release it, so we can see the effects of assigning people to new roles before we actually go through that. So we'll have a look at the analytics and how that plays out in the analytics. So if we look at, first of all, one of the extra things that we've added, so I'm in Job Role Explorer here. Previously, we've just concentrated on professional skills, which is this center table. But now over on the right-hand side, we've included levels of responsibility. So if I focus in on a job, so I can immediately see all of the skills, whether they're required or desirable, and then over on the right-hand side, I can see the levels of responsibility for that job. And of course, we can export it. So just a little bit more detail available. But let's look at what that proposed job functionality allows us to do. So I'm going into skill gaps. The system has got some preset filters. So it's basically saying, show me skill gaps of required skills for current jobs using self-rated data, which is a reasonable starting point. You can see up the top here, I can see the skills with the most gaps. But if I click on proposed, what I'm able to do now, based on people that have been assigned to the proposed jobs, it will actually go and generate a gap analysis, which is effectively a proposed gap analysis if you did actually enact these proposed changes. So it just gives you that ability to do a bit of offline analytics and assessment. Okay, let's go and have a look at the planner. A couple of little changes in here. So I've logged in here as a person that's got some people that I manage. So you can see that right up at the top here. I've clicked on my people, and I'm currently looking at Clive. So down here, I'm able to see the skill gap analysis. More importantly, over on the right-hand side, I've got full edit capability with regard to Clive's action plan. So I can come in here as his manager and update, maybe a to-do to in progress or done, maybe even add some actions into the action plan, albeit we'd recommend that would be a consultative exercise. If I come back into the My People option, we've got these two levels, if you like. So anybody that I manage, I can edit the profile. But for people who I'm just the team leader, I have visibility of their action plan. But as you'll see, I don't have any edit capability. And all of that is controlled through the organization hierarchy and relationships back in the admin console. Won't bother showing you the surveys. That's really quite simple. We just changed, instead of single questions for each level of responsibility, we've actually changed it so that you see one question and you see all of the options for each level, so you can do a comparative before making your selection. Okay, folks, well, that was it for the What's New in this Q2 Release 3 publish. And as always, please feel free to contact me if you have any questions, paul.collins@skillstx.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you at the next What's New movie.